A social media post is sparking an uproar on Ohio University's campus. The city of Athens may redesign its streets for pedestrians and drivers. And in sports, the Ohio softball team is facing an in-state rival. Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Bruck. Thanks for joining us. An Ohio University student is facing backlash over a video circulating on social media. The video shows OU freshman Sierra Perkins and 3 other girls in what appears to be a dorm room recreating a previously popular social media video made by a group of African American men. The video posted by Perkins includes a racial slur. The video, which now has over 80,000 views on Twitter, has sparked a conversation online and throughout campus. Taryn Holloman is a junior at Ohio University. She says the issue is that people feel comfortable enough to post such videos in the first place.
To the point where somebody feels comfortable not just publicly saying something, but posting it on the internet for people to see because they feel so confident in their ability to speak this language and not face any repercussions that they'll do that. It's actually really sad.
Released an official statement regarding the video. In the statement, the university says, quote, "There is a process in place to determine if the student code of conduct has been violated, and in addition, there is an opportunity to provide education related to the importance of equality." WOUB reached out to the Perkins for comment, but have not received a reply as of now. Police are investigating after a body was found in Chillicothe Park. City police and the Ross County Sheriff's Office were dispatched to Goldie Gunlock Park yesterday evening. The officers discovered a body partially submerged in water. The person has not been identified, but the investigation continues pending autopsy result. The city of Athens is considering a complete overhaul of its transportation system. At the city council meeting last night, members discussed the Complete Streets program. The program would consider a wide range of factors for redesigning the city's streets, including options for pedestrians, mass transit, freight, and bicycles. Councilman Peter Kotsis says the improvements are all about safety.
And that's really the bottom line, is looking at a street system and developing it in a mindful way so that you can have a safer street that more people can interact with.
The city now is applying for a grant through the Ohio Department of Transportation. The money would not only implement the Complete Streets program in the Uptown area, but it would also go towards repairing infrastructure and buying more salt for snow removal. A sewer line that collapsed in Marietta in February is being fixed. Contractors made emergency repairs to a section of the line last week. City officials say the repair is to stabilize the line so that long-term fixes can happen later this year. Work is expected to take 1 to 2 weeks to complete.
Hi everybody, I'm Nicholas Snyder. What a gorgeous day we saw today. 74 right now in Athens. Humidity is quite low at 30%. Pressure is at 29.99 inches and rising as a high pressure makes its way through, and the winds are out of the southwest at 10 miles an hour, all under sunny skies, and all across the area we're seeing the same gorgeous weather. 74 in Columbus, 72 in Newark, 69 is a cool spot in Cambridge and in New Lexington, 74 here in Athens. Warm spot of 77 down in Ironton. We may see those temperatures reach that high later this week. Here are the highlights for the next couple of days. Warming up again going into Wednesday and Thursday. We could see some 80-degree highs again before the rain returns on Friday, and cooling off for the weekend. We'll talk all about that coming up in my full forecast. Taylor, have you enjoyed this gorgeous day we've seen so far?
Nicholas, I'm loving the weather. Thank you. New jobs are coming to Kentucky. A Russian aluminum company wants to invest $200 million in an aluminum rolling mill that Brady Industries plans to build near Ashland. Brady announced plans for the nearly $2 billion plant 2 years ago, but the project was stalled because of funding. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin, who is seeking re-election this year, touts the project as evidence of his leadership in bringing jobs to Appalachia. Ohio lawmakers are asking for public input on how schools should be funded. Some interested parties say they want more clarity on charter school funding and more help for schools in high-poverty areas. Under a plan from lawmakers, Ohio would increase spending on schools by more than $1 billion over 2 years and more fairly split local and state shares of funding. This compares to Governor Mike DeWine's proposal for $550 million in new funding over 2 years that would target impoverished areas. West Virginia's former Commerce Secretary is running for governor. Woody Thrasher announced his 2020 bid today. He says the state needs, quote, real leadership to create economic growth. Current Republican Governor Jim Justice forced Thrasher out of the Commerce Department last year after complaints about poor management of a housing assistance program. Thrasher is the founder of an engineering company with about 700 employees and offices in 7 states. Cell phone video captured a wild altercation at a gas station in Ohio recently. The clerk says the violent incident began after a dispute over an attempted hot dog theft. Hannah Catlett reports.
A fight like you've probably never seen before.
They were throwing trash cans and throwing like the windshield wiper thing, and some girl ripped the gas pump off and tried to hit him with that.
In this exclusive interview with 19 News, Cam Dancy said this man in the video was actually being a good Samaritan.
I know the video makes it look like he was trying to fight them, but they were actually jumping him.
The clerk at this speedway on Exchange Street in Akron says someone called out these girls for stealing hot dogs inside. When the group went after that customer, Dancy says this man stepped in to break it up.
And then I see gasoline flying everywhere, and then they were all just jumping at him.
Tonight, Dancy's video has been viewed millions of times on social media. Surprisingly, he says lots of people are criticizing him for not jumping in too.
I didn't want to do that just because the more people that get involved in this situation, the worse it's going to get. Because what if I go in there and I get hit with a gas pump?
He says people scatter at the sound of police approaching.
We have to be better than that. We have to bring that to attention because we can't be doing stuff like that when people are trying to do the right thing. So it just makes us look bad as a whole, and that's just not okay.
Coming up, an inspiring story from the Boston Marathon as a veteran did whatever he had to do to finish the race in honor of his fallen comrades. Plus, millions of dollars are already raised to rebuild the Notre Dame Cathedral. What is left of the building after the fire? These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
PBS had a special on Pearl Harbor, and once Landon started watching the show about the Arizona, he completely became fascinated.
That's Donald Stratton, and that's me.
And then his Christmas wish this year was to meet Donald Stratton, one of the survivors from the Arizona.
So good to see you, buddy.
Everything that Landon has learned from PBS, it's immeasurable.
This is for you.
Thank you, big guy.
He is living proof of the effect that PBS has had on his life.
I loved Ken Burns' series on the Civil War. It was deeply impacting. I love history. To have those stories told through these letters, those stories of love and loss, it rewrote the book on how to tell a story. When television was invented, there were a lot of people who had dreams about what it could do. I think PBS still aspires for and often succeeds at reaching the highest ideals of what television could be.
The focus in Paris is now turning to the cause of yesterday's massive fire in the Notre Dame Cathedral. The flames were finally extinguished after burning for 9 hours. Authorities say there is no sign so far the fire was anything other than accidental, but the investigation continues. Mary Maloney has the latest.
Haunting new images show the scale of damage inside the Notre Dame Cathedral. Monday's fire sent shockwaves around Paris and around the world.
I went to see it with my own eyes. I just couldn't believe it.
The central spire and a majority of the 13th century wooden roof were largely destroyed. There are some reasons to be thankful.
Honestly, I must say, it looks better than I thought. The firemen did their work very good.
Much of the beloved cathedral's interior is still intact, and its most precious relics saved, including the crown of thorns, which some believe was placed on the head of Jesus during the crucifixion. The focus now turning to the fire's cause. The Paris prosecutor says while an investigation continues, it was likely accidental. French President Emmanuel Macron pledging to rebuild, as hundreds of millions of dollars have already been donated.
There's a great deal to be rebuilt, and we will make the Cathedral of Notre Dame even more beautiful. We can do this.
President Trump spoke with Macron over the phone Tuesday morning, offering condolences. And across the world, there are signs and sounds of solidarity. St. Patrick's Cathedral, New York City, ringing its bells at 12:50 p.m. Eastern, marking 24 hours since the fire started. I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
Pledges to donate money to help rebuild the cathedral is more than $700 million. The three richest families in France have led the fundraising efforts. The billionaires behind L'Oreal Cosmetics, the Louis Vuitton brand, and a luxury brand conglomerate. Iconic brands like Christian Dior, Givenchy, Gucci, and Yves Saint Laurent are also part of the effort. Connecticut State Police are investigating an officer-involved shooting in New Haven. The shooting happened this morning. Police have not yet officially commented, but one witness says there was an altercation between a man in a car and two people in a red Honda Civic. Other people in the neighborhood say 2 or 3 New Haven police officers fired at least 24 shots at the people in the Civic. The Civic was left with bullet holes in the back window, and another witness says the woman was shot in the face and taken in an ambulance. A Red Cross plane with humanitarian aid landed today just outside the capital of Venezuela. The details about what exactly was inside the plane are unknown, but the Red Cross says trucks would take the aid from the airport into the capital. The organization announced the large humanitarian aid operation late last month. They say the aid could reach more than 600,000 people. Coming up, caught on camera, a veteran making sure he finishes the Boston Marathon. That story still ahead.
And weather-wise, we had a beautiful day today, but that is all about to change going over the next couple of days. I've got my full forecast coming up on the next couple of minutes, but first a look at stocks of local interest.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
I loved Ken Burns' series on the Civil War. It was deeply impacting. I love history. To have those stories told through these letters, through stories of love and loss, it rewrote the book on how to tell a story. When television was invented, there were a lot of people who had dreams about what it could do. I think PBS still aspires for and often succeeds at reaching the highest ideals of what television could be.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
PBS had a special on Pearl Harbor, and once Landon started watching the show about the Arizona, he completely became fascinated.
That's Donald Stratton, and that's me.
And then his Christmas wish this year was to meet Donald Stratton, one of the survivors from the Arizona.
So good to see you, buddy.
Everything that Landon has learned from PBS, it's immeasurable.
This is for you.
Thank you, big guy.
He is living proof of the effect that PBS has had on his life.
We are getting these drone images from the aftermath of the tornado that touched down in Clark County last Sunday. Winds up to 70 miles per hour ripped off houses' roofs and destroyed several properties. The tornado also damaged trees and fences in the area. Fortunately, there were no personal injuries as a result. The National Weather Service said the tornado was on the ground for an estimated 2.7 miles and ran an estimated width of 80 yards.
It was just a gorgeous day as you went out and about today. We didn't have any bad weather like we saw on Saturday with those tornadoes up in Shelby and in Springfield over in Clark County, and even the damaging winds we saw here in Athens. It was just gorgeous outside today. 74 degrees in Columbus, 72 in Newark, 70 in New Lexington, 74 here in Athens, 69 is the coolest spot in Cambridge and in, well, New Lexington. Was at 69, but the high was 70 in New Lexington, all under mainly sunny skies all across the area. Just gorgeous. Here's a current view of the satellite picture. Pretty much not a cloud in the sky. We have a low cumulus deck as a result of the daytime heating coming through, but that has kind of cleared on and won't bring any rain with it as well. So it's just nice clouds to look at for the night as we go out and about throughout the night, all due to this prominent ridge in the jet stream that's pumping up warm air from the Gulf of Mexico up into southeastern Ohio, and that will continue over the next couple of days as we have a stationary front up here. Now, we do have much cooler air north of this stationary front up in northern Ohio, where they're only seeing highs in the 40s and some rain showers as well. But south of this stationary front, we're seeing gorgeous weather, temperatures in the 70s, just beautiful out there. So hour by hour tonight, great night to go out and about. 68 at 8 p.m., 62 at 10, 59 at midnight. Mainly cloudy. Again, the cumulus cloud deck will come on through. Won't stir up any rain showers, just a couple of clouds throughout the night. Great night to go out and about biking on the bike path or having any outdoor plans. Just a gorgeous night tonight. So 51 will be the low. It'll be a warm night. It'll be, well, that's a little typo on the graphic, but it'll be a warm night. Winds will be out of the northeast at 0 to 5 miles an hour under mainly cloudy skies all across the area. Temperatures will be in the lower and middle 50s, 53 in Columbus, 54 in Newark, 53 in New Lexington. Cool spot will be here in Athens, 51 degrees, 52 in Ripley, all under mainly cloudy to partly cloudy skies again as that cumulus cloud deck makes its way through. Morning planner tomorrow, 54 at 8, 63 at 10, and 69 at noon. Cloudy skies will stay persistent throughout the day. 77 will be our high. Another gorgeous day tomorrow, just with a little less sun. So again, a great day to go out and about tomorrow if you have any plans. Just if you don't mind the clouds. Clouds won't be much of an issue, won't stir up any rain, just a beautiful day. Warm and cloudy, winds will be out of the southwest at 5 to 10 all across the area. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s with mainly cloudy skies. We could see an 80 south of the river as well. That stationary front will turn into a warm front tomorrow, lift north, warm the whole state up into the 70s, and may stir up a couple of rain showers for the north if you're traveling up there. Thursday, it continues to lift north. We could see highs in the 80s on Thursday before this cold front back here will stir up rain showers Thursday night into Friday. 10-day air masses, again, right now we're under this ridge, pumping up warmer air into the area. Friday, here's that cold front coming through. May stir up a couple of thunderstorms Thursday night into early Friday morning. We're not expecting anything severe because of that, but it's really going to cool us down for the weekend. Look at Sunday. Highs will only reach the lower 50s Saturday into Sunday before warming you back up again next week. Extended forecast. Look at this high on Thursday. 82 degrees, cloudy skies. Friday, again, watch out for some thunderstorms earlier on in the morning, high of 58. Saturday, look at this high, 50 degrees, very chilly before warming you back up with sunny skies at 71 on Sunday and back into the upper 70s and lower 80s possibly on Monday. Taylor?
A U.S. Marine pushed through intense pain across the Boston Marathon finish line Monday. Micah Herndon crawled on his hands and knees as he finished the race, an endeavor he undertook in honor of his fallen comrades. It was a tribute to the memories of 3 men he knew while he served in Afghanistan. Herndon told the Record Corey on Ohio he runs in honor of them, and that whenever he feels like giving up, he just repeats their names. It took Herndon 3 hours and 38 minutes to finish the 26.2-mile race.
Setbacks in my life, I will go backwards, but it's how you respond going forward.
Hello everybody, I'm Brian Kerp. Coming up in sports, both the Reds and Indians played late last night on the West Coast. Find out how they did later on. But right after the break, the Ohio softball team is in action against Ohio State. An update of the scores coming up next on Newswatch. And be sure to stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS. We're with you for life.
PBS had a special on Pearl Harbor, and once Landon started watching the show about the Arizona, he completely became fascinated.
That's Donald Stratton, and that's me.
And then his Christmas wish this year was to meet Donald Stratton, one of the survivors from the Arizona.
So good to see you, buddy.
Everything that Landon has learned from PBS, it's immeasurable.
This is for you.
Thank you, big guy.
He is living proof of the effect that PBS has had on his life.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
Welcome back, I'm Brian Kerp. After sweeping Akron this past weekend, the Ohio softball team is back on a diamond against an in-state foe. They are currently in play against Ohio State, and as of just a few minutes ago, the Bobcats are trailing 1-0 in the third inning. The Bobcats currently have a 28-16 overall record and are 9-6 in the MAC. Their team batting average is .307 and have a team slugging percentage of .517. The Buckeyes are 25-14 this season, including a 9-5 mark in the Big Ten. The Buckeyes team batting average is .287. On paper, these two teams look to be very similar. The Ohio baseball team also hit the road and was in action earlier today against the Marshall Thundering Herd in Huntington, West Virginia. The Bobcats lost 4-3 in 11 innings. Ohio got a rock-solid start from Joe Rock. He pitched 5 innings and only gave up 1 run on 4 hits, while walking 3 and striking out 4 batters. Ohio took a 2-1 lead in the 6th off an Aaron Levy 2-run homer. After Marshall took the lead, Ohio tied the game on a Levy walk. Next up, the Bobcats will travel to Ypsilanti this weekend to take on Eastern Michigan in a 3-game conference series. The Ohio golf team wrapped up its regular season schedule this past weekend against Wright State in the Wright State Invitational held at the Heatherwood Golf Club. The Bobcats finished in a tie for 9th place with Butler. The tournament was shortened from 54 holes to 36 due to rainy conditions on Sunday. Sophomore Zach Mandry was a top finisher for Ohio, tying for 22nd overall with a score of 147 and 7 over par. Zach Crawford tied for 27th place with a score of 149 and 9 over par. Next up, the Bobcats will compete in the MAC Championships on April 26th. Now on to some Major League Baseball. All players in the MLB wore jersey number 42 yesterday to honor Jackie Robinson as he made his Major League debut on that day. We start with the Reds. They were in Los Angeles. Clayton Kershaw making his 2019 debut. Yasiel Puig facing his old team for the first time, and what better way to welcome himself back than with a 2-run bomb in his first at-bat. Fast forward to the 9th, tied at 2, and another former Dodger, Matt Kemp, pokes one into right field for the go-ahead run. Raisel Iglesias trying to seal it, but Jock Peterson gets a hold of one. Good night. Dodgers take game 1 of the series 4-3. The Cleveland Indians also on the West Coast visiting the Seattle Mariners. Top third, Indians up, and Jose Ramirez adds to the lead. His first homer of the season is a no-doubter off the facing of the second deck. Fast forward to the 8th, Indians have a 5-1 lead, but former Indian Edwin Encarnacion hits a laser and the Parrot is going for a ride. Indians hold on to win 6-4 though. These two teams meet again tonight. For the Columbus Blue Jackets, tonight is a big night. The Jackets have a chance to sweep the top-seeded Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay entered the playoffs after one of the best regular seasons in NHL history. They tied the record for most regular season wins, but outside of the first period in Game 1 of the series, the Blue Jackets have dominated the Bolts. Columbus won Game 1 4-3, Game 2 5-1, and Game 3 with a score of 3-1. The Jackets can complete the sweep in front of their home fans at Nationwide Arena. The puck is set to drop in just under 10 minutes. I'm Brian Kerp, and that's it for sports. Back to you, Taylor.
Thanks, Brian. Tiger Woods hung a new green jacket in his closet after winning his 5th Masters on Sundays. But soon he will have a new accessory to match. President Donald Trump plans to award the golfer the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Trump took to Twitter to announce the honor. It's been 14 years since Woods won the Masters. He's dealt with a series of medical and personal problems in recent years. Trump is an avid golfer himself and was photographed on a Florida course with Woods back in February. And apparently Tiger Woods isn't the only big winner from Sunday. 39-year-old James Aducci, a day trader from Wisconsin, also hit the jackpot. He won about $1.2 million for betting on Woods to win the 2019 Masters. Aducci placed $85,000 on 14-1 odds. He collected his winnings in Vegas yesterday. And to make this story even more unbelievable, this was the first sports bet Aducci ever placed.
Just him winning his first major in front of his kids, I just felt that he's going to put something together that we've never seen before, because he's got something that he's never done before, which is his kids seeing him win in person a major tournament. I just felt right.
Aducci says the money will help pay off his debts and buy some new garage doors. If you're looking for something to do this coming Saturday, how about visit a U.S. national park? The National Park Service says it will kick off National Park Week by waiving all entrance fees on Saturday. That means admission to more than 400 National Park Service sites are free to everyone. This year, National Park Week runs from April 20th through the 28th. There will be several theme days to mark the event. Let's head over to Nicholas for a final look at the weather.
Thanks, Taylor. A gorgeous day tomorrow as well, albeit a little cloudy. 77, it'll be warm and cloudy. As I said earlier, winds will be out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. All across the area, again, temperatures will be in the upper 70s, and we may see at 80 south of the river in West Virginia or Kentucky. 75 in Columbus, 75 in Newark, 76 in Cambridge, 77 in New Martinsville, 78 in Ripley, there's our warm, or 79 in Ripley, excuse me, that's our warm spot. All under mainly cloudy skies. If we did have sun tomorrow, we could see 80s, but we will see 80s on Thursday. 82 will be the high. Friday, 58 with thunderstorms likely, especially in the morning before it clears out on Sunday with a high of 71. Just a beautiful day on Sunday, but Saturday, look at this. It's going to be quite chilly, 50 degrees, and that might be a little too high with rain likely. We could see some snow mixing in on Friday night, Taylor, so it will be quite a messy weekend ahead for us, at least for the beginning part of it.
All right, thank you, Nicholas. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Taylor Bruck. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org.